Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for mid-February 2023. We're going to jump right in here, Virgo, and we're going to see what is going on for you. You have this envy, protection, and this change in purity card coming in. This is going to be your past position. I really feel like you've been trying to get something to work here. You know, you have the Eight of Pentacles with the Eight of Swords. You're trying to improve upon something here in your life. It could be your career. I do feel like it is financial regardless of what it is. You know, it's like you're trying to move things around. I see you trying to change. You know, this is a good reading here, Virgo. I have to say, I feel like you're making the changes you want, but it's almost like there's like a gap, right? You know, it's almost as if you think that you need certain things in maybe your business or your career. And I'm not saying that these things won't become important or anything like that. But, you know, I think you need to give yourself some more credit here, Virgo. We're going to take both of these cards. Why not? Because I feel like you have made a lot of progress. It's like you have grown from where you have been, and you are kind of like making improvements. So, yeah, I wouldn't give up at this time. You know, I would keep pushing with this energy. Even gazelles, right? They take big, huge leaps. So I feel like that there are big leaps coming in for you. I feel like your destiny is protected. You literally have the Wheel of Fortune right next to the World card. I mean, but you know, really, both cards can kind of represent your destiny. The Wheel of Fortune is your destiny in the sense that it's your personal vision for your life. And the world is an achievement, accomplishment, but it's kind of like being able to create worlds. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But you have the Eight of Pentacles here. I feel like you've been just, you know, focused on work, diligently focused on work, putting in energy, probably stacking that cash, right, Virgo, with the Eight of Pentacles. And, you know, the Eight of Pentacles is a card of mastery. It's like a card of trying to master a craft, trying to learn the ins and outs of something. And I feel like you are getting very close to mastering a craft, to being at the top of your game. It's like you're trying to be at the top of your game. This could be in work, career, but it could also be in, you know, a relationship or, you know, whatever it is that you're working on here. I feel like being more flexible, of course, will be very helpful for you with the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is only seeing one way of doing things when there's like a million ways to do something. So I would just open up to some of those other ways of doing things. I would also say, like, what rules can you break with this card? Like, how can you color outside the lines? If people are telling you, oh, to have this business, you have to do it this way, is there like a way that you want to do it that's different? That's what I would do. Maybe people are trying to tell you, oh, you have to have a relationship this way, but it's like, maybe, I don't know. I don't have any good examples today, Virgo, but maybe you have a different idea of what you want a relationship to look like. And, you know, I feel this card is really asking you to color outside the lines. I feel like it's saying like, hey, there are other ways of doing things that you are discovering. You have the Four of Wands here. There is some sort of change in your love life. Four of Wands, Wheel of Fortune to the Six of Cups. I mean, you could literally, and you have the, going this way, you have the Lovers. So you could literally be meeting a person that you will have a family with in the future. You know, both of these cards here can represent the past, but I really do feel this is a new person for most of you. It could be a fellow Earth sign, but you have, you know, I mean, you have a lot here, so it could be any sign, but Earth definitely stands out to me at the moment. So, you know, we'll see what comes up here, Virgo. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Five of Cups. Maybe you've had a disappointment or some sadness in the recent past, so you're kind of burying yourself in work. I actually don't think this is a bad thing, if I'm being honest with you. Normally I would be like, hey, don't try to numb yourself, right? But that's not what this looks like to me. This looks more like, hey, I realize I screwed up. Maybe we're, you know, I don't know, maybe we're simping in a relationship or something like that. I'm not sure, Virgo. And maybe now you're like, okay, I know I need to work on myself. I need to work on the business. I need to work on my career. And once I get those things organized, then I'll open back up to love. So I actually don't feel bad about this at all. I feel like you're much more... It's like you're much more focused. I feel like you're much more focused on the reasons of like why you would get into something in the first place as well. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Hangman. A lot of delays here. Eight of Swords stuck. Hangman, he's put himself in Hangman mode. It's like I feel you need to get a little bit of that energy of needing to get moving. Everybody's been getting that energy. We're all waiting for permission. I've been talking about this for like, you know, months now. I think it's almost as if we're all waiting for someone to give us permission to go start that business, to get into a relationship, or to make the changes in our business that we want, or in our career, or whatever it is. And I feel like the only person that can give you permission is you, Virgo. So I feel like you need to give yourself permission. With the Four of Wands, you have the Eight of Wands, quick success. If you're attracting new love, I feel that it could start out as communication and it could move forward very, very quickly. Definitely could be a Capricorn. I mean, you have Capricorn twice in your reading. You actually have it, three times. Queen of Pentacles, the world can represent Capricorn, and the devil. So I feel for some of you, it could be a Capricorn. It could be long distance as well, or it could start as long distance but it moves forward very, very quickly. This is quick success. Even if you don't want love, doesn't matter. This could just be you committing to something that moves forward very quickly in your life, especially for those of you that are like, again, I have a very specific story where it's like maybe you think you need certain things in your business or your career, like a tool, or maybe you need a certain amount of money or whatever. And you have the Queen of Pentacles next. You also have this flexibility card, which I feel like are saying like, well, okay, maybe you do need the tool or whatever you think you need to make something successful, but can you just get started without it right now? And the answer is yes, Virgo. I feel like you need to get moving. It's kind of weird because I feel like I'm standing still and I'm watching people blast by me here with this card. It's almost like I'm standing in like a busy train station and I'm just standing still, but people are blasting by me. That's how I feel if I put myself in your shoes in this reading. It's almost like you could feel like people are progressing faster than you, or maybe you feel like people are outgrowing you, but I don't really feel like that's the case, number one. Number two, I feel that being flexible, coming up, the Queen of Pentacles is resourceful here, so she is a card of resourcefulness. She might not necessarily use the money to start a business or to get something that she needs. She might use her talents, gifts, skills, or abilities, or she might be resourceful in presenting something in her life. So I feel like tapping into resources, which could be people as well, would be very beneficial. I also do feel Capricorn here. You have the Wheel of Fortune. There's some sort of change coming in for you, and I feel it's going to make you very happy. I feel very happy with this Wheel of Fortune. I think because you have the Six of Cups in the world. I mean, two very good cards, and the Six of Cups has a childlike happiness to it. So whatever is like spinning towards you is probably going to change your life, probably going to make you very happy. For some of you, I do feel it's a person. But, with the world, the world... Plus the Wheel of Fortune is a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger picture than just a person. It would be the world. There's the sorceress in the middle here. I don't want to skip too far ahead, but, she creates worlds with her words. So I feel like you're creating a new world for yourself here, Virgo. You have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but again, with all these flexibility cards and the stuck cards as well, I would say that the Seven of Swords is representing doing things differently. A lot of people have been getting the Seven of Swords recently, and he's stealing these swords from an army that's in the background here. And it just represents doing things differently than you've done them before. So like in work and business and all areas of your life, are there better ways or different ways of doing things? Or, can you be tactical? It's like a card of tactics. It says, instead of going right for what you want, is there a different way of doing things? And if you can open up to that, I feel like you'll be very successful. I would definitely be careful of a past person here. I mean, this right here plus this and this. I would say that, if you have a past person who's coming back, they might be up to no good. So I would definitely be careful of that. I would just ignore it. Queen of Pentacles. You have the Two of Cups. Yes, true love. Could be an earth sign. Another earth sign here. Two of Cups is like love, being together, soulmates, really, really good energy. So I feel like there's something new coming in for you here with this Two of Cups. Even if you don't want love, I feel like you're being guided at this time. Two of Cups is like you and your higher self, so you could be getting guidance. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Fool, definitely a new beginning coming in for you that you're going to be taking a leap of faith on. So there's some sort of new beginning coming in for you. I feel like you're lightening up. I get this energy of you not making things so complicated with the Fool. I don't know. That's what's popping into my head. I don't even know what that means. That's not really what the Fool means. But I feel like you're kind of maybe, if you like, especially if you're making changes in work or business, I feel you could be doing things more light, more like less complicated. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Death card. Could be a Scorpio for some of you as well. But definitely a transformative week for you. The Wheel of Fortune in the world. Two big transformation cards. Two big change cards there just in general. So there's clearly some sort of big change coming in for you here. And I like it. Next, in the area of your future, you have this card that says you're going to make mistakes, and it's okay sometimes. You learn by messing up. Yes, don't be afraid to make mistakes, especially right now. It's like the best time of your life to make mistakes right now. Pluto going into Aquarius. You have the surprise card that says, expect the universe to pleasantly surprise you. There you go. It says, everything will be revealed to you in time. Let the plan unfold. Love it. So there clearly could be some sort of pleasant surprise coming in from the universe. You have the Six of Cups. Doesn't even want to focus. There we go. The Six of Cups can represent a turnaround. It can represent, I always say that the Six of Cups is like a gift from the universe. And the gift we receive from the Six of Cups is like obstacles being removed from our life. So if there are certain obstacles that have been preventing you from making progress or from moving forward, this can represent the removal of those obstacles. I do also get like soulmate vibes here. So, you have two really good cards, Two of Cups and the Six of Cups, and you also have the Lovers. But to me, these are much better like for soulmates, if that makes sense. Like it's a much deeper connection. There's nothing wrong with the Lovers, but it's just different. And I really feel that in your reading. Although, again, this to me is just addition right here. It's like you're adding this energy into this connection. So if there's a new connection coming in for you, definitely very solid. You have the World. Could be a long distance connection. Again, I really feel you're in this place of kind of creating your own world. You're using your words to create the things that you want. You could be using your powers of manifestation to create what you want as well. And I feel things are really working out for you. I also feel like you could be creating but attracting a person who's a very powerful manifestor as well. It could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo with the, the fixed signs around the World card. Take it how it resonates. Could be any sign, but that's really what I'm getting. You have the Devil. I kind of get like a little bit of past energy here for you, Virgo. It could be like a lingering energy, a lingerer type person. So if you need to like block a person or move on, now would be the time to do it, is what I will say with that Devil energy. But I actually feel kind of good about this. Devil, sometimes I feel, can just represent work. It's Saturn. We have Saturn moving into your opposite sign, Pisces, in March. So, that could be a really good time for work, or there could be, I kind of feel like you're getting a little bit more serious about your work, and your work is changing. I'm pretty sure I said this to you in your last reading as well, that there's some sort of change going on in the way that you work or in your work. And I don't know, it's going to be good, whatever it is. With the Six of Cups, you have the Nine of Wands. Yes, don't be afraid to make mistakes. You have that card that says, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Nine of Wands is about throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. Again, with Pluto going into Aquarius, I've been preaching this like crazy, because to me, it's very, very important. We need to experiment. We need to try new things. We need to be willing to do things differently in work, business, love, pretty much everything, because that's how we're going to find success, is through experimentation, doing things we've never done before. Pluto is new. It's innovation. It's all the new stuff. So don't be afraid to try new things. And again, some of you might need to open up in love. With the World, you have the Three Cups. See, I feel like you're attracting someone where it's almost like you recognize this person. Three Cups is a reunion, but I don't necessarily feel that this is a person from the past. I feel like this could be a new person for you here, Virgo, but, you kind of have like a certain familiarity with them. I feel like they feel familiar. I feel like they feel just good in general. I also feel for others that you are having celebrations in the near future, because, again, it's almost like things are falling into place, I feel, with this World card. I actually really like the Seven of Cups next to it as well, because I feel like that Seven of Cups is saying that you're imagining like, things falling into place. It's almost like I see blocks falling into place where it's like once you manifest one thing, I feel you start thinking like, okay, what else can I create? What else can I have in my life? So you're like much more open to new possibilities, and also very expansive possibilities. I don't know, it feels very good to me here, Virgo. With the Devil, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Very independent energy. I do feel like you could be either you or the person you're attracting is super independent. I don't think this has to be a bad thing, of course, but unless you want to spend more time with this person or whatever. So, again, as I always say, open your mouth. A person can't read your mind. So I'd say if you want to spend more time with this person, maybe you need to say, hey, I want to spend more time with you. And they'll be like, okay, fine. Great. Right? But I feel like if you don't open your mouth, they're not going to be able to read your mind. So make sure to do that. This could also be you. But the thing is I feel like if you're attracting the opposite, basically someone who wants to spend more time with you and you could be the independent one, I feel like this person's very mouthy. So I don't think this is a bad thing, but I do feel like you could be attracting a person who really speaks their mind, which again is probably a good thing. They might be a little cocky, a little bit, but I don't know. Feels good. They might tell you exactly. They could be a little triggering because they might say like, "Hey, you ignored me all day," and they totally call your ass out. But I don't know. Could be a good thing. At the end for your outcome, are you kidding? I didn't even see this. This says manifesting dreams. And you have this bear spirit that says healing. So clearly you are manifesting dreams. We talked about this whole entire reading. You are creating your own world. Like, dream big, because I feel like whatever you're dreaming about, you could be manifesting it very, very quickly. You have the Queen of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Lovers. I feel that you see things very clearly with this Queen of Swords. She has clouds only halfway up her body. And she finally sees clearly for the first time, like everything that she needs to do or everything that she needs to work on. She also sees the answers as to like why she went through certain things or why she had to experience certain things in her life. So again, I just get this energy of getting a lot of answers this month of, why things had to go the way they did in, all areas of your life. It's not like with the world here, it's pretty much everything. With the Seven of Cups, again, I almost get this. I have the word confirmation popping into my head. I also feel that, again, I'm not getting the traditional Seven of Cups energy here. I'm getting more, like I said, like blocks falling into place, almost like Tetris. But it's like things are starting to fall into place and it fits, So maybe you haven't really been enjoying what you're working on. And like I said in your last reading, I know I said this. I get this feeling that it's like you're not going to change your work. Maybe you've been working somewhere for 20 years. I don't think you're necessarily. It's not like your readings have been saying, oh, you have to quit and get something else. You could if you want to, but I feel like your readings are more saying it's like what you are doing is changing. You could be getting a raise or promotion, getting a new role. If you have a business, same thing. It's like it's not like you're quitting the business. It's more like you're just evolving it. You're just changing it, which again, Pluto and Aquarius, I am a big fan of making any changes that you possibly can, working with new technology, working with new groups of people or different groups of people, updating the way you do things. Again, anything like that is going to be super beneficial for you. You have the Lovers here, so clearly love. I feel like you're kind of maybe as we get closer to the springtime for you, Virgo, I feel like you could just be a little bit more focused on love as we get closer to that time. Right now, I feel maybe you're a little bit more focused on work. And again, there's nothing wrong with this. The Eight of Pentacles says that probably the fact that you are so focused on work is exactly what's bringing love into your life. When we don't focus on love, that's when we get it, right? Because we're just not even worried about it. And I kind of get that feeling for you here. Let's see. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Justice card. Could be a Libra coming in for some of you or someone who has Libra in their chart that's coming in for you. I do get like a lot of fairness here. I also feel like you could be attracting a person who gives like exactly what you give. They are very much, I don't think you two mirror each other. I feel like it's just saying that they're just good at matching an energy and what you give, they give, and vice versa as well. So perfect balance. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Six of Swords. There's certain things you have to leave behind in the past. Six of Swords, the woman and the child in the boat on the Six of Swords are leaving everything behind. They only have the clothing on their back. So there is something here about like sacrifice or letting go of things. I definitely feel that for you, Virgo, where, you could be kind of completely moving on from some things that you do. With the Lovers, you have the Ace of Cups. Yes, definitely love coming in for you for sure. It's like a love offer. I feel like someone is making you a love offer. You could be meeting this person at a coffee shop. I definitely have that popping into my head. But, what I would say here is that it could be like long distance as well, or it starts out that way. So we're going to pull 5 main themes and see here, Virgo. Your first thing is achievements. Yeah, a lot of achievements showing up here. World, Wheel of Fortune. So you're clearly attracting a lot of achievements. Another card of Capricorn as well. This card represents the sun in Capricorn. So it could be a Capricorn that you are attracting into your life or someone with a lot of Capricorn in their chart. Take it how it resonates. You have this impulsiveness card. I actually don't think this is a bad thing at all. You can see here there's like a lucky horseshoe here. This can be a card. This is Mars and Aries, and it can be a card of kind of like rushing or, pushing things too quickly. I kind of get the feeling, though, of like a need to jump on opportunities as they present themselves, especially as we start getting into March, April, May. for whatever reason, I feel like there could be increasing opportunities, like in work and business, where you're going to have to make very quick decisions, like a very quick yes or no. And I think more yes, obviously don't do anything you don't want to do, but the more yes, the better. You have this versatility card. I kid you not, every single person has had this card. We're in between these eclipses, as I've said to everyone. We have this next set of eclipses in April. The last set was all about being versatile, literally. The last set of eclipses was all about saying if you get stuck doing things one way, try another. And I feel like versatility is just the answer. Next, you have this idealism card. This is Sun in Aquarius, so you could be attracting an Aquarius as well. Just take it how it resonates. But I feel like nothing is perfect. And maybe you're realizing that there is no perfect situation. I feel like you're just much more open. And finally, you have this generosity card. See, I think people want to be very generous for you here, Virgo. It's like people are giving you a lot of time, effort, and attention. I also feel like people are much more willing to be flexible than you realize. Like, let's say you want to make a change in your business. You might be worried what people will think, or maybe you'll be worried that they'll, be upset or whatever. But I actually feel like people will be perfectly fine, probably happy. I kind of get that feeling here of like making a much bigger deal of something than it needs to be. I always have this story sometimes pop in my head. I used to have a buddy who like rented this warehouse where he lived. And he didn't want to rent this warehouse anymore, but he was like afraid to tell the guy that owned the warehouse that he didn't want to rent it anymore because he was like, is he going to make me, pay the next 3 years rent up front? He had all these like worries, about doing it. And so he finally told the guy, hey, I want to move out of this warehouse. And the guy's like, oh, thank God. He's like, I need to rent it to someone else. I have someone else who's interested and they want it right away. And it was like, he made this big, huge deal out of something that ended up not being a big deal. And I kind of have that popping into my head here. I'm not saying that it has to do with rent, but what I am saying is like, I feel like you could be making a big deal about, making a change at work or telling people something or telling your spouse something. And I feel like they're just gonna be like, oh my God, I was thinking exactly the same thing. So, don't hold back is what this is saying. But this is a really good reading. I like it. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it, Virgo. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you and definitely enjoy your week.